Okay, so this is just a very quick look at the swarm that I caught just under a week ago, 5 days ago now. I don't want to spend too long on here. I just want to allow them to carry on building. We just want to see if they're building the frames out nicely and just make sure that they look generally okay. So I've taken a fair bit of that syrup again. Wow, they have really drawn out this comb. Yep, that is well and truly drawn out. It's drawn out and filled up with this. It's either the stores that I've put in, the food that I've put in, or the food that they've collected. Fair amount of pollen in there as well. So that's good to see. Stand that on this side. Put it on this side actually, so I don't knock them. And I filled this side as well. Not sure if I've maybe given them too much. I think they might be honey bound. Okay, maybe not. So they've got plenty of eggs inside this one. Not sure if you can see inside cells there. It's probably quite difficult. Let's see if I can see the queen. And there's the queen, right there. Let's move around to the other side. So what I'll do is, which looks like a nice big fat queen actually. Now I've lost her again. Now she's gone again. Let's see if I can see her here. I actually think they're ready to go into a full-size hive. I think I'm going to go back and get another hive. There we are. Super cool. We are. So if you could just go back onto, oops. So what I'm going to do is come back and put these into a full-size hive. Let's just give them a little bit of smoke. So there we are. So they are doing very, very well indeed. Definitely going to go back and get a full-size hive and put them in there. She's only got 1.5 maybe frames to lay on. They've completely filled the other frames with nectar and the food that I've given them. So she needs more space to lay. They're clearly very, very active and very strong, so they can definitely go into a brand new hive now. So I'll go back, I'll bring the camera back as well, and then we'll just film the process of moving these from the nuke into the full-size hive. See you in a bit. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is move the nuke just to the side. As I want to put a new stand where this one was. And then we'll put the new hive on top of here. Whilst I'm able to, I'll get the strap. So before any bees get in there, I'll just get my hands under and get this strap brought around. That's perfect. These are the additional frames we have. So what I'll do is put So we'll just go through and try and find the queen. That one in there. So. I'm pretty sure the queen will still be at the other end because all this is full of honey stores, or food stores I should say, that I've fed to them. Pretty sure the queen's going to be on one of these two frames. It's not on that one. She's not on that one. Bear in mind I've just marked her. Just try and get these, sweep them gently out of the food section there. Oops. Oh, I'm making a mess of this with the I'm just going to go through again, try and find out where Queenie is. This is the one I would expect to see her on. She's not. Oh, now I'm worried. What have I done with the queen? She was definitely fine when I left. I think she had fallen into the nuke box rather than on a frame, but where are you, Queenie? Put me on there, that's stores. I am very concerned now that I can't find the queen. Really hope I didn't squish her. Right, I'm going to go through once more. Ah, there she is. For some reason she's on the bottom of, so she is right there, the blue dot. Okay, so gently place it back in with this frame. I will put on the cover board. we are. Place on the lid. And do it up. So we'll give these another week, let them settle into their new home again. Hopefully they can start building out all of this foundation, as I think they're still classed as a fresh-ish swarm, so they should build that foundation out very, very quickly again. As I believe that's what I'm told they do when they've recently swarmed. So hopefully when I come back next week, all of that foundation will have been drawn out and the queen will be laying nicely in the new frames. Okay, so that's it. I'll be back in a second for a quick recap. Okay, so there we are. The swarm has now been rehoused into a brand new full-size hive, as that nuke box was quite clearly way too small already. I was actually very, very surprised at how quickly they drew out that foundation, although I have been told previously that swarms do build foundation very, very quickly. It's one of their natural swarming instincts, so I'm really happy with them. Hopefully they can build out the rest of the foundation that I've just put in there, and the queen can start laying, because in the nuke box I think maybe I'd fed them too much and they were honey / syrup bound, and there was only one frame, maybe 1.5 frames for the queen to actually lay on. So hopefully now they can draw out the foundation, she can start laying properly and start laying in force, and they can build up over the summer, and hopefully by the time the first full proper nectar flow begins in end of May, June time, they'll be built up enough to be able to start getting some honey and get some to start getting some nectar and get some honey off at the end of the season. So really, really happy with those. So what we'll do now, we'll leave them for a week or so, come back and just have a look how they're doing, and the other hives we will look at also next week. But I especially want to look at the hive, the wooden hive, the one that the old queen from the split has been placed, because I had a look at the supers earlier on, but when I took them out I noticed that the top super was actually almost full with nectar and honey. They were starting to cap it, so I've just swapped those two supers around. So I've put the top super on the bottom and the bottom super on the top, as their natural tendency is to store the nectar / honey in the uppermost super. So hopefully by swapping them round they can start filling that the other super as well now. If they do indeed fill it, I'm very surprised that they've continued to fill it with them being so low on numbers. Obviously that's the hive where it's almost all foundation in there. There was 2 frames that I took from the old hive, one with eggs on and one with sealed broods. They obviously had all the flying bees that went back to them because the hive was on the existing location, the old location. So, but I was very surprised to see that amount of nectar and honey that they've stored since, well, Wednesday when I came down. Yeah, Wednesday when I came down. So we'll see what happens with those, and we'll also do another inspection on the queenless hive to see how they're doing. So, as usual, thank you very much for watching. It's really appreciated. And if you like what you see, please do subscribe and hit the like button, and also the little bell button, which gives you a notification when new content goes live. I hope you've enjoyed it, and again, if you've got any comments or questions, please do let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time for the next episode. Thank you very much.